Hey everybody, it's EFEXKAY here, and welcome to my second channel. I do plan to use this channel. I know I told you guys that I would start uploading here more, and that's exactly what I wanted to talk about in this video, amongst other things. But yeah, pretty much I want to talk about what's been going on with me and why uploads have slowed down. I want to talk about warp mines and my plans for it, and I want to talk about things I've learned about the subjects of warp mines since I uploaded their respective videos. And in general, I just want to talk about my plans for my main channel and for this channel as well. But first, subscribe because I will be using this channel more, like I said, and while you're at it, join my Discord, follow my socials, all linked down below. Anyways, as many of you know, I got surgery the other day and I'm still recovering as we speak. And that's partially why I've been inconsistent with uploads this last month. I don't want to get too in detail about anything, but I did share a message with my Discord the other day about what's been going on, and essentially to give you the cliff notes, I've actually had an illness for a while that I'd never told you guys about. I'm all good now. I have been for a little bit, but that surgery that I had was kind of like, the closing chapter on all of it. I had been sick since I was 20 and I'm 25 now, so it's been about 5 years since it all started. And I don't feel like getting into details like I said, but when you're sick for so long, it kind of becomes a part of you. Like, it was scary for me to say goodbye to it, and it had kind of been like a shield for me because I didn't have to be anything or do anything, and now I'm letting go of all of it, and that kind of is scary. Now that YouTube is my job and I'd like it to be my career, it's kind of put me in so much stress of, losing that shield, losing that comfort that I had, and being thrown into an entirely new situation kind of all around at the same time. It made me super depressed. I'm just gonna keep it honest with you. Maybe that doesn't make sense. I know it sounds stupid because obviously I should be happy. Like, I'm moving on and my dreams are becoming a reality, but this shit is scary. I mean, to have all these people who expect me to produce good content and expect me to be funny and expect me to get everything right when I'm making these videos, it's just a lot. And I'm not crying about it. I mean, jobs are supposed to be hard, but it's very new to me, specifically with YouTube, because there's no rule book on how to deal with this, like dealing with hate, working with sponsors. And I mean, knowing that big YouTubers know about me is like pretty fucking scary too. I mean, if you're not aware, people like Johnny Gilbert, D Fizzy, Finn McKenty, and Turkey Tom have all co-signed my content, and that's pretty crazy. And so obviously I know that I'm not just some dipshit making bad videos. I don't like to pat myself on the back, but I know what I'm capable of, and I know I have the formula and skill set to make this thing work. But at the same time, I kind of have a deep-rooted self-hatred, which once again, I don't want to get too into it. I don't want to make this video too dark. Look, here's a picture of Big Chungus. All right, the video's funny now. But yeah, it's just been an overwhelming time for me, going viral and having all these eyes on me and experiencing like hate comments and people trying to literally cancel me. I'm not even joking about that. It's just been a lot, and I'm trying to get back into it, I promise. I don't want to be a YouTuber who makes promises that they can't keep, and I feel like I've done that, and for that I am genuinely sorry. It's been a weird time for me, like I said, but I am really excited about this opportunity, and I'm super grateful, and I'm actually feeling pretty optimistic about it, despite the fact that I've been kind of down lately. And in general, I'm grateful for the challenge, and I'm grateful for the experience, and I'm grateful for the love and the support I've gotten. Like, seriously, I've said this for a while, even back when I had 300 subs, but the support that I get and the viewer retention that I get from my community is so abnormal for a channel that's my size. And that tells me I'm doing something right, and that tells me that you guys really, appreciate me as a creator, not just the content that I put out, which I'm super grateful for once again, and I do notice that, so thank you guys so much. And thank you guys for being so understanding. Anyways, I want to talk about warp mines because realistically, that's probably why most of you are here. So here's the thing. I fucking hate warped mines. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm glad I did it because it gave me a platform, and a lot of you guys wouldn't have found me if it wasn't for that series, but I mean, there's just a lot of issues that I have with that series in general. I am still going to be uploading a few Warped Minds episodes, but there's not many more to go over, if I'm being honest. The next Warped Minds episode is going to be called The Warped Files, and as you can see from this thumbnail, that is Front Porch Step. He will be one of the subjects I'm going to cover. And that's right, there's going to be multiple subjects in this video. It's going to be a longer video of like smaller stories that I couldn't make individual videos for. Typically, I want the episodes to be, a little bigger, like 15 minutes at least, and stories like Joel from Get Scared just couldn't possibly fit in a single episode. And I do have a grand finale video planned for Warped Minds. And by the way, it won't be the Kevin Lyman video. That may be a separate video I do down the line, but it's gonna be a band member. And after that, I think Warped Minds is gonna just be done. I mean, maybe I'll pick it up here and there and do an episode, but I just need to step away from warped minds and focus on like the true intent of the channel. And there's a few reasons for that. Number one, it's way too dark of a subject matter for my channel. I mean, my main channel is supposed to be a comedy channel, and you know, I was able to make jokes here and there, but it feels wrong to make jokes during those videos with the subject matter like these. And I don't want to be the warped minds guy. I can't do that forever, and I don't want to constantly talk about depressing shit. A fellow alternative music YouTuber named Nate, and Nate the Mate, I'm sure all of you know him, actually ran into a very similar problem, and I don't want to deal with that, so I'm not. Number two, it's starting to feel like a grift, if I'm being honest. Like, I made Warped Minds because I wanted to make well-edited, well-researched videos on these subjects that you couldn't really find anywhere else, and I think I've done that. I feel like my videos are the prime place to go for these subjects, but I don't know. It just feels like I'm in a weird place in my life, and I need to make money, and so I'm making these videos and I'm editing them in a way so that I can make money off of them. And that just feels wrong. Like, to tell a story a certain way so I can make money, like, that's just not what I stand for. And so I feel like I don't want to talk about these subjects if money is like a big factor in making them. Number three, it's getting a bit redundant. Like, I think you guys, you know, get it at this point, right? Bad man does bad things to good people. Like, I feel like I'm telling the same story over and over with slight details that are different. And while, yeah, I think that this information is important, I mean, that's why I'm gonna finish this series. It just, I don't know, it feels like I'm making the same video over and over. And I mean, even the editing style and the structure of these videos is just, it's just getting way too similar. And one of the reasons I made this series is because I felt like it was content that you couldn't get anywhere else. And when the videos start bleeding together like that, yeah, it's not what I wanted. Number four, I'm not an alternative music YouTuber. I'm kind of being put into that category, and it's flattering that even though I'm at 28K subs and already considered like a powerhouse in that field and being put next to guys who are 10 times my size, like, that's cool, but it's not who I am, or at least it's not all I am. Like, I love music, I love alternative music, and I want to make more alternative music themed content in the future, but I don't want to pigeonhole myself. I don't want to foster a community that expects like something that I don't want to put my whole heart into. And I have a really big music related project in the works. Like, it's going to be a huge video about something that I love, but Warped Minds isn't something that I love, not anymore. It started off as a good idea, and it kind of just snowballed into everything I'm known for, and I don't like that. Like, I don't want to be the Warped Minds guy. Like I said, maybe I'll make some episodes for it down the line after these last few episodes, but my passion for it at the moment is just, it's gone. And keep in mind that all this stuff has been like floating around in my head while I've been dealing with all the other stuff, like my, you know, issues with dealing with virality and dealing with my self-hatred and the stress of performing well, you know, knowing that my surgery was coming up and I was kind of, you know, moving away from something that I had known for so long, and it's pretty much just culminated into this massive cauldron of reeking foul stinky shit, and it's hard to deal with. Anyways, I feel like I also want to just talk about something real quick that I've learned since uploading, you know, videos on the subjects of Warped Minds, and I pretty much just want to give a big fuck you to everyone who said I was reaching or making shit up for clout. So pretty much I've been getting a lot of comments on all of these videos from people who also have personal anecdotes about the subjects that I've been covering. I'm not going to go through every single person because that would, once again, it would be pretty fucking redundant, so I'm gonna focus on Jason's video mainly. First off, YouTube fucking demonetized this video, even though Jason's channel is full of videos of him just doing drugs, and he's fully monetized. Even though his actions got me demonetized, just talking about them got me demonetized. It's fucking insane. Anyways, I've seen a lot of interesting comments on these videos, and I do want to share them with you. One person said, I met this guy in a Warped Tour parking lot. I barely knew who he was, and he was surrounded by a group of teen girls who were consoling him and walking back to a car. He was crying very loudly. Was still down to meet and greet with friends who were fans, but refused to take any pictures because he was crying, like I said, and looked a mess. I don't know what his deal was or what was going on with him, but the whole thing seemed off, and the girls he was with seemed very distressed about whatever was occurring. Another person said, I was a very active member of the British YouTubers fandom on Twitter and Tumblr, and one of the people that were famous but still more accessible included this guy. And I remember being like 13 years old and receiving a kind of explicit pickup line from him in my DMs because he basically put out a tweet saying whoever liked it would receive a flirty DM from him. LMAO, what a creep. And this is just a couple of examples. I promote you guys like go to these videos and like read the comments on them, and you'll see tons of people talking about like stories that they have or just like little anecdotes that they remember. I remember even seeing one where it was somebody who said they grew up in the town that Jason was from and how how people already knew he was a scumbag, something like that. If I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen. And these comments are kind of present like in all of the videos that I've made on these subjects. In fact, while I was writing the script for this video, I got a comment on the Josh video that I want to read for you. Ironically, I was at the Orlando, Florida Warped Tour in 2011 that A Day to Remember headlined. After the show, some kids were running around freaking about something, so me and my friends asked them what was going on, and they said, some people saw the bassist for A Day to Remember screaming and making a scene in front of his girlfriend. A few different people walked by us and confirmed the story. Not sure how true any of it is, but it's super ironic that this happened in 2011. Apparently, multiple people heard about it and seen it go down. That it was said it was the bassist and his girlfriend, and that this was around the time the allegations came up. I'm no rocket scientist, but it seems pretty sketchy to me looking back on all of it. Once again, I'm gonna be perfectly clear, okay? All these comments could, you know, anyone could make these comments, like, so take them with a grain of salt, but I mean, every video has a few solid handfuls of comments like these, so I don't know. Look through them yourself and read them yourself. It's pretty interesting, you know, and maybe, you know, play the video in the background while you're reading them and listen to it, because I mean, it's a pretty good video. But yeah, you know, seeing comments like these in a weird way kind of made me feel better about doing these videos. I mean, it sucks to hear even more allegations towards these people. I'd obviously prefer they all be fake, but yeah, it kind of validates what I'm doing, and that makes me feel like the videos at least need to exist. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. But anyway, to wrap it up, what's next for me? Well, I think I want to work on some passion projects, you know, like Warped Minds was a passion project, and it stopped being that. And so I want to give you guys some ideas of what I'm floating around and what you'll probably see on the channel moving forward. Like I said, I want to make more alternative music content in the future. I have a huge super secret project going on in the background, but some smaller projects that I can share with you is like an Asking Alexandria Rise and Fall or documentary or something like that, because people have suggested that, and that actually sounds like really fucking fun to do, because I love Asking Alexandria and I'm super passionate about that story. I'd also love to do a Johnny Craig Rise and Fall, maybe Attack Attack. I definitely want to keep making alternative music content, just maybe not make it my entire thing. I also want to do a Cow Chop Rise and Fall. I've teased this for a while, and I think I really want to work on that soon. Like, I have a lot of viewers who have been waiting for that video, and if you don't know Cow Chop, they're pretty much my favorite YouTube channel ever, so I think you definitely want to check that video out. I definitely put a lot of passion into that one. I also want to do a huge video on like Borderlands and its decline, because Borderlands is one of my favorite video games ever, and I've been itching to do more video game related content. Like my Dead Rising 3 video is probably one of my favorite videos I've ever done, even though it's a bit rough around the edges, and I'd love to do more stuff like that. And I mean, if you guys have suggestions, you know, let me know down below. It can be, you know, some weird content creator or a movie or just whatever. Like, seriously, no bad ideas. But I just want to make this clear. I don't know if I'm ever going to do a video on Davi Vanity. I don't think I'm ever going to do a video. Actually, no, I'm never going to do a video on Ian Watkins. I promise you. Like, I can't keep doing the dark shit. I need some lighthearted content moving forward. Even the alternative music stuff that I do moving forward is going to have to be a lot more lighthearted, because I just can't keep getting involved in this dark, depressing shit. Like, that's not what my channel is. And ultimately, I know I'm gonna lose viewership from this decision, you know, to kind of separate from the alternative music content and establish myself as more of like my own creator. But at the same time, I don't want to make content just because it's good for the algorithm or because people want me to do it. I want to make content that I love and I can put my heart into, because that will make the best product possible. And I hope you guys know that every piece of content I put up has my heart in it, and I want to make good stuff for you guys. And if you want to unsub, like, that's totally fine. I know my views won't be as good as a result, but I think, you know, in the long run, this is probably the best decision for me and for you as well, so I hope you stick around. And as far as this channel, I do plan to use it more often, so definitely subscribe to this one if you haven't. It's going to be more laid-back content where I talk about random stuff. You know, I'll probably talk about like political stuff, social issues, drama, just random stuff, more than likely with gameplay in the background like this video has. And I'm hoping to get maybe 2 or 3 videos up on it a week once I finish with Warped Minds and I can start, you know, really putting my nose to the grindstone and start focusing on, you know, enjoying content creation again, because I really haven't been enjoying it the last few videos for Warped Minds. But yeah, thank you for listening to me ramble. Check out my Discord and my socials down below, and hopefully you guys will stick around for what I have to offer. See you soon, guys.